Alright, so new Labyrinth has just dropped on global, and I'm gonna be trying to make a somewhat condensed video explaining how to beat it in general and some tips. As you can see, I've already done that on my global account. I'm gonna reset this, and we're gonna start off new. Now, I'm gonna be skipping a lot of these fights. I don't think you need to see me do every single fight, but I'm gonna include all the bosses and just general tips in general when doing this Labyrinth if you're struggling, but I feel like a lot of you shouldn't be. This Labyrinth is much easier than the previous one, but maybe some of you are just, struggling with knowing what characters to pick and what, buffs to go for, which is understandable. First off, pick Kizuna. In the beginning, do not even think about picking any of the other characters. Kizuna is very powerful. She completely carried me on my both of my runs, actually, on JP and Global. And in general, pick all the shield hero characters you see. You don't need to own any of the shield hero characters to actually use them. Case in point, on that run that you saw, I did it before pulling Raphtalia, and I had Raphtalia, and I actually had Philo, which I had to swap to Story because she ended up dying, but I actually had Philo as well, which I never ended up pulling on my global account either. So you can pick any of the shield hero characters, meaning that whenever you see a buff that's meant only for shield hero characters, yes, do pick that over anything else. I think it's going to be a huge for anyone that's been struggling, just knowing that you will get the shield hero characters, most likely, so make sure to, get the buffs that are made for them specifically, because they're very strong. See, here, I'm just going to get crit chance, because crit chance is very strong. And on the first pick here, I always pick levels. Levels end up being more helpful for the most part. And here, I had Philo as one of my first characters, so I don't know what characters can be here specifically. Let me change this. Okay, I got trash. I'm gonna restart. But you honestly, if you get like Tarmia or something, you can just pick a character like that and it will be good enough for you. I'm just gonna restart because I wanted to show that you can actually get a shield hero character. Can I get like a shield hero character this time? Yeah, I got Philo. I don't have Philo. I actually do not own Philo. If you get her, make sure to get pick her up because she's actually very good. Yeah, I'll just keep her here. The problem with Philo though is that I'm gonna go for passive actually. She needs debuffs. So if you want to keep Philo towards the end, which I personally had to replace, make sure that you're picking debuff characters. If not, Philo's gonna be doing terrible. So I am actually gonna scrap her eventually. I picked her because she is one of the strongest options you can get as a first pick, because those first pick characters are generally very bad, but I'm very conscious that she's gonna be replaceable. Now for passives, right? You can say I took the path of passives because the level up was only a +5. If it was a +10, I'd be more considered. But look, I got 2 levels instead of 5 levels from doing the match, and I'm getting a passive. I would always focus on either, survivability, so decreases the hero's damage from attack skills by 30%. Survivability, or ensuring you're doing the most amount of damage possible. Now, I'm taking the right here, right? Because ult levels. Ult levels are huge for the bosses. The bosses seem to have annoying mechanics in general, especially the first 2 ones. The first boss, which I can talk about more about Gerhid when we get her, she has this constant heal shit that is really annoying. And the best way to deal with it is having a high ult level so you can just one-shot her. For Glocks, which is the second boss, that's what I did. He was really annoying. He kept sealing, so I just one-shotted her, or him, sorry, with Philo. Philo's ultimate. He had max health, and she just one-shot him. So that's what I'd recommend. So let's skip this fight because again, these fights can get pretty long. As you can see, Philo, she's still going to be doing decent damage because I got the crit damage as well with the crit damage buff, but not nearly as much as if the enemies had debuffs, right? So that's why she eventually is going to actually not do enough damage to be worth being used and going to end up being replaced. Let's see what passives you can get so you can have a better idea of what you pick. Yeah, shield hero characters pierce by 30%. Yes, Kizuna is so powerful. If you get anything that will help Kizuna in any way, shape, or form, pick that, because Kizuna is incredibly powerful. Alright, let's see what we can get here in characters. In terms of the first board, I would always make sure to get the path that will get you all the characters, because you want to have 4 characters for the final boss, right? And relying on buying the character... I don't think you can buy the character, can you? I don't know. Relying on buying the character I don't think is good. Okay, we got trash, but here... I would not recommend buying the reset, because the reset can, like, not be very good for you anyways. So I'll never go reset the character. Just if you don't get a good character, it is what it is. I pick King here because we like healing anyway, so hopefully he can help, but he's not going to be very helpful in general. If you got a bad character, you're probably going to get bad characters. The first board, outside of the shield hero characters basically, are not very good. But it is what it is. So hopefully King actually help here, because at this point, on this fight against Slater, you can get hurt pretty badly on Kizuna, because 2 of the characters are blue. But King, help. Okay, heal. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're gonna actually heal and cleanse. And then attack with Kizuna. There is a passive, which I would make sure to always go for, if you end up seeing, that it makes Pierce cards regen health. And it would be very great because Kizuna has no lifesteal. And just in general, in the beginning, that's the biggest problem, the lack of healing. We can see we got pretty close to dying here, but we are going to win. Lack of healing can really cock you, so if you see one of these passives or you see a character that can provide heal, that would be the priority. That's why I picked King, only because he can heal. And for my next selection, I got, Slater, Red Galfer. I think I might pick Slater. The ceiling is nice, and it works for a lot of enemies. I'm gonna put above King, because we can actually heal. Can we buy... Oh, we can actually buy characters. Can we get some... No. See, you cannot rely on this store. It's gonna be... likely someone not good anyway, so we're gonna go actually for new passives. Ooh, disable enemy recovery skills is specifically made for the next fight. But I'm actually not gonna go for that. I'm gonna instead go for leveling up my characters, because leveling up characters will probably ensure I out-CC the boss, which is very important. Yes, out-CCing the boss is very, very important. Now for Gerheed, the biggest tip I have is just make sure to outlast her by ulting her. Like, you can... you can get very, like stalled up by her. And if you're struggling to beat Gerheed for whatever reason, just get the passive that makes her not be able to heal, essentially. That's, I think, the best thing you can do. And she will full heal at 50%. So, let's see if she cleanses herself. If she doesn't, then Slater is actually insane. Because that's the only thing she has going for her, is the healing. Okay, yeah, Slater's insane. Okay. If you see Slater, pick him, I guess. But I wouldn't, count on that always being the case. If you can't see Slater, just make sure that you can... ult rush with one of your characters, especially single target characters. Philo would be great for that. Or a red character as well. And you should be okay on killing her. Literally the only thing she has going for her again is the healing. And she actually full healed. I was hoping Philo would be able to kill her. But unfortunately that was not the case. It's fine. We are going to seal her up again. Her ultimate doesn't seem to do any damage, as I recall. I've done this Labyrinth twice. And both times I don't think I really cared for her ultimate. But she might hit decently, let's see. She's probably gonna hit Philo because of typing. No! And she removed buffs. Oh, she did no damage. Well, that's the best tip I can give for Gerheed. Let's move on to the next board. And that's our next board, of course. If you don't have any characters that died, avoid the revive and go for ult levels. This board seems to really want you to have ult levels, because every single time I've played so far, so only 2 times, but I've ended up with like 5-6 by the end and not even trying. So by the end, Monspeed gets really destroyed by ults. Monspeed being the last boss, right? He gets really destroyed by ults because you are likely going to have a very high ultimate level. So we're going to attack lower both of these guys because I don't think I can wipe them. Slater is really great for this. Again, if you see Slater, I would pick him. Slater is really, really useful for Labyrinth. Attack lower, CO, just all really good. No, Philo is being targeted. And now they have debuffs, so Philo's gonna do decent damage here. I think he might die. Let's boost her. No. Let's boost Philo. Again, I don't personally own Philo, so... on my global account, so it's just... The fact that I can actually use it is pretty nice. I hope they keep this for future Labyrinths. I don't know what... Ah, she didn't actually kill. Oh, she didn't kill that one. That's good. Didn't kill this one, though. Because he didn't have any debuffs. So, understandable. Philo struggles to do damage on undebuffed characters, which again, that's why I'm gonna eventually probably remove her. But, not gonna lie, with Slater, it's not too bad, right? It's really not too bad with Slater. Here I'm with a predicament. Here I get increases crit damage by 231%, resistance by 47. My character is very weak, so I want to pick resistance by 231%. I'm telling you, the shield hero buffs are insane, and that's what I would usually recommend picking because Kizuna is crazy. Now, also getting ultimate gauge is nice, but it's for all characters being same race, which I can't really do right now. Given how weak my Kizuna is, I'm gonna heal her. But if your character is obviously not that weak, the ult level is pretty nice. Shin! I want to pick him so bad. But I think I'm actually gonna... Yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna pick Shin. No. Let me think over this. I think I'm buying the bullet and paying 10. Oh, Reptalia! Yes! Sorry, King, you're a goner. You're gonna say goodbye, yeah. That was worth it because I think I have already gotten Reptalia on this specific board before. And I wasn't very sure right there, so maybe it wasn't the best idea, but I thought I had already got it, so that's where she resides. Pretty good investment there. So let's, I'm not gonna pay anything for that, I'm just gonna get Awakening, because my characters are not awakened whatsoever. And we're gonna go on the right because then I'm gonna level up. And let's come back when I'm like more forward, or maybe when I see if I'm gonna pick a character or not. Okay, we're now at the second boss, Glocks, and I don't know how much CC he has. All 3 times now that I've done this, I have not been able to out CC him. So I'm assuming most players will also not be, unless I'm just taking the wrong paths, I guess. But level 60. True Awakening, I guess that's not enough. But in general, as I've seen, the way to deal with him is really to just ult rush. By this point, I think I'm at 4-6 with my characters. So I'm just gonna pick a character to ult rush with, which this time will be Kizuna. And I'm just gonna go with it because he just attack seals you every single turn. And unless you have a cleanser like Blue Skinny King, which might be worth, you know, keeping just for that, you will not be able to deal with it. He just attack seals you every single turn, and his ultimate is decently strong. He might actually kill. Okay. He might end up actually killing, but we'll see. Yeah, he attack seals. So you could, I guess, lose one of your characters, but if you do, just, you know, revive them. It's not that big of a deal. Let's buff her, because we're gonna ult with her. He doesn't do anything towards, you know, ult rush. It's just simply the attack Silu. And, yeah. I think Kizuna can one-shot. She increases damage, but she's AoE. Both times I've done this, I ulted with Philo. Okay, Philo one-shots. Kizuna doesn't. Well, that's okay. He's completely debuff immune. Maybe I should have started with that. You cannot debuff him whatsoever. Okay, my Reptalia might just die now. I'm actually gonna level 3. This little bastard, he didn't attack seal this time. I think this is the first time I faced him that he doesn't attack seal. Okay, so I guess he can not attack seal, but don't just count on that, right? He's probably gonna attack seal you, so just, I'll say focus on going for the ults, and if you have a single target ultimate, it should be completely fine on killing him. If you can somehow keys in a level 3 so you get immune to attack seal as well, even better, right? But I would also not count on that. I think I have a forced revive when I go to the next floor. No. Fast King is good. I'm not picking him because I want to use characters that anyone can have. But that would be great. I'm going to pick... I might just pick Zeldris here though, just for CC. Because Slater has very low CC. But he's not going to do anything because I don't have any debuffs. He's literally not going to do anything. I'm just only picking him for CC. So before we go further in this board, right, I would just say, do not, and I repeat, do not go for this attack right here. This random battle can give you a stupid hard battle. Both times I've gone this board, I got the same battle against the demons, and they're stupid strong. I'm just going to tell you right now, before we get there, I'm going to say it again. Bruh, I just realized I have 468% crit damage. How much does Kizuna have? 471? That's nuts. I mean, again, pick the passives that boost shield hero characters. Those are super enhanced for a reason. They want you to use them so that you know, feel enticed to, you know, summon for the characters if you haven't already. And, I mean, just use that to your advantage, right? I haven't really been showing all of my picks for passives because, like I said, I think that one explanation of it should be enough that what you're basically going for. So don't get greedy. Don't go for this passive. I mean, you can if you're feeling confident that your character is strong enough, but that mission is very hard, and both times I've done it when my characters died. So I just wouldn't recommend. Only if you feel like you want to replace one of your characters because you get a character pick right after. But in general, that fight is incredibly hard. And I would just recommend avoiding it. But in general, like you've been seeing my passives, right? I picked here. Decreases damage taken by 50 over the... Oh, actually, does it stack? Oh, I guess it's... I thought it went over 1. No, I guess it stacks. Survivability. Basic stat increase. Or, you know... crit damage because I just want my characters to like do a ton of damage. So a mix of both is good, but I think the best overall for surviving the bosses in general is you know, the damage reduction passives. I think is like the best because it's like crazy good, and the basic stat increase. Basic stat increase is huge because the enemies have much higher level than you, so they have much higher stats. But I guess I have 80% damage reduction. Let's see this. Yeah, with 80%, I'm still taking some, right? So, damage reduction and the shield hero passives are what you're mostly looking for. Yeah, triple crit chance, ref tell you. Triple crit chance. I wish I had gotten one that gives crit chance. Then ref tell you wouldn't miss a single crit, but you know. There's also luck when it comes to finding these passives, which if you get unlucky in one run, that's fine. My first run I did, I had awful passives, and I still did it because, as you can see, with the shield hero characters, it's really a cakewalk. Alright, so we're at the big boss Monspeed already. Do I want to buy... Ooh, 100 points. The one is really good because I believe the boss is red. So the one is actually really good for this. I'm just not picking him because, listen, the shield hero characters are better. I'm not going to replace any of them, even though Philo is green. I'm just going to go for maxing their Super Awakening. And can I go first? I have level 96 with max Super Awakening. I can go first. Both times I've done this, I actually went second. So this is going to be even easier than maybe it should be. But Monspeed can be a little tricky. Of course, it's just like you'd face any Monspeed in PvP. He has his commandment that doesn't allow you to get ultimate gauge by using cards, so you actually have to move them. So ult rushing is not that good of an option. But the biggest thing is his ultimate. If you can get a Kizuna level 3 for his ultimate, I think that's the way to go here. Because you might not be able to just kill him before he gets there, right? And he does do a lot of damage. Am I just gonna kill him here? Okay. He does do a lot of damage. You saw my previous run in the beginning of the video. I had Trader Meliodas, and he almost got one-shotted by the level 1. So the shield hero characters really are super strong in here. And that's my recommendation, you know, just overall to wrap up the video, my recommendation for this whole thing is just pick the shield hero characters and they'll carry you. That's it. That's all you have to do. Kizuna is really powerful, Reftali is super powerful. I didn't even get Naofumi because I got a bit lucky. With Naofumi, this boss is also kind of a joke, although he does remove stances. And yeah, good luck. If you don't get lucky in your first run, try again, and you'll probably do well in the second time.